Hello, Ms. Willis, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Absolutely. Is it all right if we call your case a little early since I saw you zoom in?
That's fine, sir.
All right, this is People versus Valerie Willis. It's filed 22-6436FH. And Ms. Willis, you know, I've told you before, the law requires me to once again ask you, you understand you have the right to represent yourself, also the right to the assistance of a lawyer and a court-appointed lawyer if you qualified. And knowing those rights, are you choosing to represent yourself?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I want to disclose on the record then, I did receive some communication from my staff that there had been a requested stipulation to adjourn this hearing to December 5th at 3 p.m. because the parties had reached some sort of agreement. I was not, of course, told what the terms of that agreement were. I was simply presented with the stip to adjourn. I did tell staff that I did not want to do that until I knew the transcript was ordered. The reason for that is this. If the agreement falls through for some reason, I want to be prepared to rule on your pending motions, Ms. Willis. So I thought what I would do is today on the court's own motion, I will order that the preliminary transcript be prepared and we'll pay for it out of the court's budget. And that way then if you and the prosecutor reach an agreement in this case, that's all fine. If you don't, then when we're back here in December, I don't want to have to say, well, gee, let's wait for us to order a transcript. It'll already be done, and then I can rule on your motions whenever you want me to do that. Okay?
Well, Your Honor, I have an alternative idea, if you would so consider. My motion is before the court right now, and it has not received a final ruling, and I would like a final ruling right now today on the motion as it sits.
Right, but do you remember the last time we were here, I told you that before I could give you a ruling, the law required that I review the evidence presented at the preliminary exam.
All right, if that's the way the court wants to proceed, then I would like to withdraw my motion.
Well, you're certainly entitled to do that. So what I'll do is this. I am still on the court's own motion. I'm ordering the prelim because I just want to have that in the file if we need it later. And we'll pay for that. So you won't have to pay for it. The prosecutor doesn't have to. The court will pay the transcription costs so that there's in the court file the prelim transcript. If you wish, Ms. Willis, I'll also indicate that your pending motions are withdrawn until renoticed. And then at a later date, if you want them to be heard, you don't need to refile the motions themselves. All you would need to do is file a new notice of hearing asking them to be heard by the court. Is that what you wish me to do?
Well, what I wish to do is I wish to withdraw the motion, and when I withdraw the motion, there's no questions remaining. The problem I have with this entire situation, Your Honor, is we've been here 5 years. The prosecutor and I have a bona fide agreement. It is not going to fall through. We are going to finish it. And so the parties are settled and the parties are in agreement. So I don't quite understand any other action the court may take at this time if the parties are in agreement. And I ask for the prosecutor's support on this.
Well, unless that agreement results in a dismissal today, which does it, Ms. Goodrich?
It does not. It
Okay.
has to be terms.
So if the prosecutor is not dismissing the case today, there's still a case pending. So the fact that you have an agreement about what's going to happen in the case, that's fine. But I still have a case pending in front of me. And in case, now this is not the first time I've been told there's some time you guys needed to reach some agreement. And it's, you know, these agreements sometimes fall through. And I'm not saying that would be your fault. I mean, I don't know whose fault it would be. I don't even know what the agreement is. And I don't need to know. But if it falls through, then one or the other of you is going to be in front of me saying, you want me to rule on stuff. All I'm doing is I'm adjourning it to December 5th, and I'm going to order the transcript for myself, and it'll be in the court file and sent out to all of you. And that way, if one of you asks me to rule on this stuff, I will have all the information I need and I can give you that ruling. Okay.
Well, again, Your Honor, I have withdrawn my motion, so There is no issue remaining. I do not agree with what the court wants to do. I don't understand it. But again, the parties' agreement is the settlement of the case. Now, if the prosecutor wants, because the prosecutor's already brought this case before you twice now, based on the same one event, let the prosecutor dismiss with prejudice today. And if I don't perform in 90 days, she can bring the case back again. That's another way to get rid of this case today, if the prosecutor so chooses.
Yeah, but she's not choosing that. So, all right. So based
She's
on the
not,
fact
she's
that,
not been asked to allow her to do that. She said it earlier in response to your question, but now I'm asking you to ask her the same question again. It's a different question now.
I'm not doing this, Ms. Willis. So based on the fact that the parties say they've reached an agreement, they need some time to effectuate, I will continue this at the party's request to December 5th at 3 p.m. I will indicate that Ms. Willis's motions are withdrawn until renoticed. And I am ordering the prelim transcript to be prepared, and I'll pay for it, or the court will pay for it. And that'll be what we do. I'll see, and Zoom appearances will be allowed at the December 5th date. You're welcome, of course, Ms. Willis, to be physically present in court anytime you want, or you can Zoom in for that hearing. If the agreement has been fully effectuated and it results in a dismissal, and I've signed that, then of course you wouldn't have to come. All right, any other questions, Ms. Willis?
Well, when the case is dismissed with prejudice by the prosecutor and she receives her money, her amount, and the case is over with, what's going to happen to that transcript you got in the judge's file?
It won't be in the judge's file, it'll be in the court clerk's file, and it'll remain there.
Okay.
All right, thank you all. Have a good day.
Thank you.